Once again, welcome to Tritivesh Educare channel. Here we are again. We will discuss about or will analyze about that the reduced syllabus prescribed by ICC board regarding chemistry, subject chemistry. So here, as per the ICC syllabus, that you have got 20% reduction up to an extent of 20% reduction. So now we'll discuss about that how much reduction that you have got on the basis of that the chapter wise. So if we'll see to that of the if we'll analyze that chemistry, so which is one of the major subject in so far as the science is concerned, it is science paper 2, and usually that you have altogetherly almost 12 chapters in this book, in this subject, 12 chapters, and you are getting in compulsory section that you are getting 40 marks, and optional section including that all that optional you are getting 60 mark. So in total that the question is prescribed by that board up to 100 mark, but where you have to select and give the answers about 80 marks. So previously you are getting the entire syllabus, however because of that the corona COVID-19, that this time that the ICC has given some sort of compensations or that reduction in the form of reduction by reducing certain chapters and some parts of that chapter also. So let us start with chapter number 1. Chapter number 1, periodic table, periodic properties and variation of properties. So under that we have that periodic properties and variation of properties, physical and chemical, periodic properties and their variation in groups and periods, definition of the following periodic properties and trends in these properties in groups and periods should be studied, such as atomic size, metallic character, non-metallic character, ionization potential, electron affinity, electronegativity. All these were previously there in the syllabus and now also it is there. Then periodicity on the basis of atomic number for elements. The first part, whichever it is there, previously it was there, relationship between atomic number for light elements like proton number, atomic mass for light elements. This part is not there in the syllabus. Similarly, rest all that the modern periodic table up to period 3. Students to be exposed to the complete modern periodic table, but no question should be asked one on elements beyond period 3 argon. Periodicity and other related properties to be described in terms of that cells but not the orbitals. So, and all these things should be discussed by the with the special reference to the alkali metals and halogen groups. So, I think perhaps almost previously how much it was there, now also it is there. Now here in this chapter you are not getting any sorts of reduction, only one few instruction is given there, so otherwise no reduction. The second chapter, which describes about chemical bonding, part of that chemical bonding that you have already read in class 9. Now here that part of that this chemical bonding is left. So chapter number 2, which states that electrovalent, covalent and coordinate bonding, structure of various compounds, and now here only that electron dot structure is there, electron dot structure, but not that orbital or orbit structure. So electron dot structure, because as you know that orbit structure that has gone to that class 9, so that is why here only left that electron dot structure. Now in this chapter the important things are structure of electrovalent compounds, and here the examples as it is given: sodium chloride, magnesium chloride and calcium oxide, and only that electron dot structure. So remember that only the electron dot structure, not about that the orbit structure. So here whatever the structure you have to draw or whatever the structure that you have to mention, that should have to be mentioned in the method of that electron dot structure. Then the next one, that is your characteristic properties of electrovalent compound. Under that we have to discuss about state of existence, melting and boiling points, conductivity, heat and electricity, and then dissociation in solution and in molten state to be linked with electrolysis. So here basically these parts are there under that characteristic properties of electrovalent compounds, and more particularly it will be discussed under these headings. And whenever the dissociation part it will be discussed, it should be discussed in dissociation in solution and in molten state to be linked with electrolysis simultaneously. Also the examples of electrolysis has to be given as a reference. Now the second one, that is your covalent bond. Under that we have the discussion, the point of discussion should be definition and examples of with electron dot structure of covalent molecules on the basis of duplets and octet of electrons. And here the examples basically has to be given: hydrogen, chlorine, nitrogen, water, ammonia, carbon tetrachloride and methane. Now basically here the more importance has to be given to that polar covalent compounds. Polar covalent compounds based on the difference of electronegativity. So here that emphasis is given on that electronegativity for the explanation of that the polar covalent compounds. And here the examples which are given by board, that is your HCl, hydrogen chloride, water. So with its structure, electron dot structure, this is under that covalent bond. Now similarly, the characteristic properties of covalent bonds has to be discussed under the points like state of existence, melting and boiling points, conductivity, ionization in solution. So thereafter there is a comparison of electrovalent and covalent compounds, and then comes to that the definition of coordinate bond, the lone pair effect of oxygen atoms of the water molecules and the nitrogen atoms of ammonia molecule to be explained, the formation of hydronium and hydroxyl ions in water and ammonium ion. So three coordinate bonds. The coordinate bond has to be explained in terms of these three. One is your hydronium ion, the other one is your ammonium, and the third one, that is your hydroxyl ions. Now here the emphasis is given on that the meaning of the lone pair, what is that lone pair and how it is formed. The formation of hydronium ion and ammonium ion must be explained with the help of electron dot diagram. So everything has to be explained in terms of electron dot diagram without that orbit structure. So more emphasis has to be given on electron dot diagram. Now come to the third chapter, that is your acid, base and salt, which is a major chapter, major topic in case of chemistry for that ICC class 10, because it is also linked with that more that the different compounds that we will discuss, we will analyze afterwards. So in this chapter, acid, bases and salt, study of acid, bases and salt, simple definition in terms of molecules and their characteristic properties. And this is one self-explanatory, means that it has to be explained properly and with very simplified manner. So simple definition in terms of molecules and their characteristic properties. Then the next that we have to see that those ions which are present, and explanation ions present in mineral acids, alkalis and salts and their solution, use of litmus and pH paper to test for acidity and alkalinity, examples with equation. All these things, ions, whatever the ions is present in mineral acids, alkalis and salts, all this has to be given with very good examples, very suitable examples with equation for the ionization, dissociation of ions of acids, bases and salts. Acids form hydronium ion only, positive ions which turn blue litmus red, alkalis from hydroxyl ions, and only the negative ions with water which turns red litmus blue. Salts are formed by partial or complete replacement of the hydrogen ion of an acid by a metal, and all this should be explained with suitable examples. So these things are how that dissociation occur, how that ionization occur, and what are the ionizable product, what will be the dissociation product. All these things should have to be explained with suitable examples. Along with that, it is also emphasized on that the pH scale, introduction to pH scale to test for acidity, neutrality and alkalinity by using pH paper or universal indicator. Third one, that is your definition of salt and types of salts. On this basis, that the definition of salt and the types of salt, only those types that are described or that are prescribed in case of your ICC syllabus. These are your normal salt, acid salt, basic salts. This has to be explained only the definition and examples. Now, under that salts, certain things are given like decomposition of hydrogen carbonate, particularly that the decomposition reactions like decomposition of hydrogen carbonates, chlorides and nitrates by appropriate acids with heating if necessary. Then there should be relevant laboratory work must be done. So if necessary, all this has to be explained in the laboratory with relevant laboratory works. Then action of acids. In case of acids, already we have analyzed that acids has to be defined on the basis of ionization and dissociation, all these things. This is about basically the properties of acids. Action of dilute acids on carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, action of concentrated acid, and here only that the equation of formation of acid sorry. So action of dilute acid on carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, and action of concentrated acid. Both dilute acid and concentrated acid actions that has to be explained with on that carbonate salts, hydrogen carbonates, and the nitrates, etc. Now here previously you had got that the preparation, laboratory preparation of salts, but this time in this reduced syllabus this part is cut off. So that is why some part of this chapter is cut off, and likewise previously you had that the different types of salts like salts and their properties like deliquescence, efflorescence and water crystallization. Now it is not there. Similarly, that the preparation, those laboratory preparations were there of different salts, that is also cut off from your syllabus from this chapter. Now come to the chapter number 4. Chapter number 4 is a very small chapter and it is basically practical based chapter, which is a sort of analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry means in that case by using the common reagents like the ammonium hydroxide or ammonia solution, and along with that the sodium hydroxide solution, by taking that this topic has to be explained properly. What is the effect of that sodium hydroxide solution, alkaline solution like strong alkaline solution and one weak alkaline solution on the different types of salts, soluble salts and insoluble salts. So here no reduction is given, and this is a very small chapter. No reduction is given as it was there previously, now also in the same manner. So we will not discuss more about that chapter number 4, which is a very small chapter and analytical chemistry. Then chapter number 5, which is mole concept and stoichiometry. Mole concept and stoichiometry, which is the only numerical chapter present in this chemistry. So in this case previously you had a very very large a chapter, one can say that it's a very large chapter and a big chapter. But however, this according to my opinion, it is a sort of mark fetching subject, mark fetching chapter. But in this case, what happens? This time you are getting some sort of reduction in this, and basically, out of all the topics that are present in chemistry, here you have got a very means a huge reduction. So all that previously it was there, mole concept and stoichiometry, under that Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law, mole concept, all these are now no more in this chapter. Now here, what is left then? Only the relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass, taking either hydrogen or carbon 12. Then molecular formula from percentage composition of a compound part is there, that was relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass, either taking hydrogen as one the standard unit or carbon 12 isotope as taking the mass as 12. So, and the molecular formula from the percentage composition of the compound. Along with that, molecular mass is equal to 2 into vapor density, and deduction of simple empirical molecular formula from the percentage composition of a compound. This part is only left in this chapter. So in this chapter, elaborately what we have got, that molecular mass and the relationship between molecular mass and vapor density, and how that the empirical formula that will be derived, that much part is left. The rest all that mole calculation of mole, molar volume, molar mass, and that Gay-Lussac's law, and along with that Avogadro's law, all these are deducted from this chapter. So that is why here you have got somehow major reductions. Then come to chapter number 6, which is electrolysis. So here also that the chapter covers how much previously it has covered. Now also the same thing. There is no change in this syllabus. So chapter number 6 is as usual. So therefore, how much you had before, now also all these things are there. No change. Then chapter number 7, that is metallurgy. So this indeed, now previously also how much you have got, now more or less that much is there. So in this case, little bit that will analyze that in this case, metals and their alloys, under that occurrence of metals in nature, mineral and ore, common ores of iron, aluminum and zinc, no other ores are there. Then after that, the metallurgical processes that cover only that aluminum, no other metallurgical processes for any other metals. Now here, when we are going for that, the dressing of the ore has to be discussed only in that chemical method by using chemical sodium hydroxide for purifying bauxite, that is your Bayer's process. Then under that extraction of aluminum, furthermore we are having methods of electrolytic extraction, structure of electrolyte. Under that, particularly the emphasis is given on structure of electrolytic cell and reason for using cryolite, electrolyte, electrodes and electrode reaction. These are the basic things that has to be discussed there while you will be reading, or it will be explained to you about the metallurgy of that aluminum. Now after that, what we are having, what else we are having, that description regarding that the alloys. So here those alloys are there that has to be discussed. Uses of iron, aluminum and zinc and their alloys. Under that, this composition of the alloys like steel, stainless steel, duralumin, and brass. These three are the only there. Those other important alloys are there: bronze, huge metal, and solder. So in total, 6 alloys that are to be discussed. Their composition, their uses, all this has to be discussed. So what you have left here, that the metals and their alloys, under that occurrence of metals in nature, how it is occurred, and extraction of aluminum, under that the Bayer's process. Then secondly, that the electrolytic method of extraction, or under that particularly that the electrolytic cell, uses of cryolite and electrodes, and means that this what the reaction involved in that extraction. These are the things that are left, rest all are not there. So more or less it is same as that of the previous syllabus. Now if we will go to that chapter number 8, chapter number 8, study of different types of compounds. On under that, the chapter number 8, it is coming hydrogen chloride, the first chapter. So there is nothing change, no change is there in that syllabus. Only at the last, some extent it is added that acidic properties of the solution. Remember, rest all that previously how much it was there, it is there. But along with that, acidic properties of its solution, reaction with metals, their oxides, hydroxides and carbonates to give their chlorides, decomposition of carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, sulfides, thiosulfates and nitrates. After that, precipitation reaction of that hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid with silver nitrate and lead nitrate, especially these two. Precipitation reaction with this silver nitrate and lead nitrate solution. These two has to be discussed. Rest all it is there. Then come to chapter number 9. In case of chapter number 9, as it was before, now also in the same manner it is there. So there is no change at all and it is almost same. But only the thing, very small change is there. In case of this, it was previously there that the diagrammatical representation or flow chart for the Ostwald process, which is required for the preparation of nitric acid, now it is not there in this chapter. It has gone to that of the nitric acid chapter. Rest all as usual it is there. Then chapter number 10, nitric acid. So nitric acid, the laboratory method of preparation of nitric acid from potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate. Nitric acid is an oxidizing agent. This is the major syllabus which we are covering here. Under that, nitric acid, laboratory method of preparation of nitric acid from potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate. The laboratory method can be studied in terms of reactants, products, condition, equation, setting of diagram, and then precautions, collections, identification, and along with that, which previously it was there that the Ostwald process previously there in ammonia chapter. Now it has to be discussed under this nitric acid chapter, which covers that the large scale production of nitric acid by Ostwald process, only that the conditions and equations, only the conditions and equations involved there, that has to be discussed, not elaborate discussion, only that one. And here also the nitric acid, the uses of this nitric acid as an oxidizing agent, that also is given more importance, whose reaction with copper, carbon and sulfur, these three. Chapter number 11, sulfuric acid. So here also like that only, as usual before, how much it was there, now also it is there. But you have to remember that manufacture, whenever we are discussing about, whenever you will read about that the manufacture of that sulfuric acid by contact process, it has to be only that the equation with that conditions has to be discussed, not elaborately that what is there in that the plant or how it will be working, not there. Rest all that is same as that previous syllabus or that old syllabus. Now here you are not getting any sorts of reduction. Then chapter number 12, which is organic chemistry. So here previously how much you have, now it is also the same, but only part is that alcohols and carboxylic acid, previous syllabus it was there, but now it is not there in that organic chemistry. Alcohols, carboxylic acid, these two parts, these two sections has to be cut off from this syllabus. Rest all are same as usual. And whenever we are giving any importance to that of the structural formula, in that case remember that alkenes, alkynes and alkanes, alkenes and alkynes have to be discussed up to the molecules containing 5 carbon atoms maximum. Rest all that as usual, previously how much it was there, now also the same manner. And the last chapter, that is your practical chemistry, which has to be covered in your laboratory. So that is why we are not going into that, because laboratory work and that to be it is coming under that internal assignment or internal assessment program. So now in this case, I don't know that whether you have got 20% reduction or 30% reduction, but however it is true that you have got some amount of the reduction, and according to that ICC board, if further it is necessary, if further it is required, then in that case you may get more reduction. So hope for the best, hope for the more reductions, because as we know that nobody knows that when this situation, this pandemic situation is going to be over. So that is why I hope that more and more reduction you will get. So thank you very much watching this channel. Hope that you will all like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you very much.